Hey guys, I'm back again with another Speedpaint, and this time I'm going to talk about making OCs for things, because I love making OCs, and this is an OC. This is my cool as heck Undertale OC. His name is Astral, and he's from this comic I'm making about Undertale that is, it's like it takes place before the actual, like, the main storyline, like when the humans and the monsters were at war, and like, yeah, so that's cool. And basically, Astral is this necromancer dude who created all the skeletons from fallen human soldiers, and basically, um, the skeletons are just resurrected humans, and yeah, that's the situation that we deal with in that comic. It's really cool, you know, and I think OCs should be allowed to do cool things like that, you know, be important and related in some way to main characters. Like Astral, he's responsible for all the skeletons. He just is, because, you know, that's cool, and it's fills in, I think, a plot gap. I don't know. I like writing about things that I think happened in a main story because it's just cool. It's fun. It's a cool brain experiment, and I feel like you shouldn't be afraid to do that kind of crap. Um, 'Cause, like, ultimately, in the end, you're not hurting anybody. It's harmless fun, and you might end up with something really cool. You probably will end up with something cool because, you know, if you're not afraid to be creative, then you get creative as heck, man. And it's cool and awesome and just, I love it. Anyway, so yeah. Um, I think you shouldn't be afraid to make your OCs really cool. I'm just gonna go down the list of things that are Mary Sue traits about Astral because I am proud of them. I am very proud of them. Let's see. So he is super powerful. He just is. Like, he has a whole skeleton army at his disposal. He made them. That's awesome. And he can turn into this thing. This isn't his, like, main form. This is, like, um, this is big old dragon form because he turned into a dragon because I can say so. I made him. I can do whatever I want. Anyway, but yeah, his main form is just a, you know, kind of a small, sort of humanoid form, but not like, he doesn't look human at all. But yeah, still got the four eyes, still got horns, um, still got the sort of backward bending legs. Anyway, but yeah, so he spends most of his time in the little form. But yeah, he's powerful. He can wreck some shit, but he doesn't because he feels very guilty, and like, he's just really afraid of things. Like, I don't know, and he feels like he deserves what is happening to him, so he's not really doing anything about it. Like, he doesn't really want to make a skeleton army, but he just, you know, whatever. He's just forced to do it because they need more troops. Anyway, I get into that in the comic eventually, when I draw more eventually. But yeah, so yeah, there's that. Can whoop ass, but he doesn't because he's scared and a little pussy. But yeah, and then he's also a shapeshifter, obviously. Mary Sue trait, yeah. And he's deeply involved with the main characters. He's directly responsible for the skeletons. That is Super Mary Sue. Yeah, let's go. And then he has an exotic name, Astral. I mean, come on. How more exotic can you get? And then the character. I was actually sort of looking down a list of Mary Sue things. You know, a checklist or whatever to see how many Astral filled. And this one I thought was really funny. The character looks how I wish I looked. And let me tell you, I wish I was an enormous dragon and had four eyes and was a necromancer. I really wish that. Like, honestly, I wish I was a dragon. Just I'm not even gonna. I'm owning up to it, man. And he is a dragon. I feel like that's a Mary Sue thing that wasn't on the list, but you know, he's a dragon. You haven't seen dragons in Undertale, but I'm sure they're around. I mean, there's monsters of all kinds, all sorts. There's monsters that are just fire. Grilby, he's just sentient fire. I mean, come on. Anything can happen. And then I think the comic itself that he's in counts as a tragic backstory, like, you know, forced into slavery to raise all the skeletons and it's weakening his powers and he's, like, suffering a lot from this. Anyway, I think that counts as a tragic backstory. And that's a Mary Sue thing, apparently, even though that's what makes the characters interesting, is having a tragic backstory that's kind of intense. But yeah. That's all those Mary Sue traits that, I wrote down that I could think of. But yeah, and I am proud of all of them. And, yeah, don't be afraid to make characters that are just wild and out there and, you know, don't listen to nobody, man. Honestly, the only difference between Mary Sue and, like, a good character is how many times you asked why. And, is if you keep asking why things are a certain way, and, like, if they contribute to your story in any way, and, like, what does this accomplish, or reveal about the characters, or, you know, then you're gonna end up with a good character and a good story eventually. That's just the way it is, man. You just gotta keep asking why. It doesn't matter what traits you give your character. And my dog walked in my room. Hello, dog. Shut the door. And yeah. I love Astral. There's nothing wrong with making pretty characters too, man. Like, all the characters I design, I design them so I like the way they look, man. I just love the way they look. All of my characters are gorgeous and beautiful, and I wish I was them. I wish I was a dragon. God, that would be so cool. And also, like, apparently thinking of your characters as your children is a Mary Sue thing to do, but, like, excuse you. They are my children, and I love to torture them and give them tragic backstories, and that's totally fine. And, you know, they can be your children, just don't shy away from treating them terribly, because, you know, you're the god of this cruel universe. Yeah, just have fun with characters. There's no problem. And, like, another sort of bullshit thing that I think should not be considered a Mary Sue thing is, giving your characters traits of your own. Like, you totally should give them traits of your own, like, personality-wise, sometimes looks-wise, like, I don't care, because you are the person that you know best in the world, and, like, there's, like, nothing wrong with making a character that's like you, or thinks like you a little bit. I think it's an interesting way to, like, sort of explore yourself, you know, and figure, you know, just explore ideas, like, to extent that you wouldn't be able to, like, in real life. Like, you know, I sort of, I vent on my characters a lot. I admit it, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, nothing shameful. And you know, everyone has those thoughts that, you know, and, like, that they can't really act upon in real life because it would land them in jail, or worse, or get them killed. And, you can really explore those thoughts in a story, in a fictional setting, with characters. So, it's, you know, it's a totally valid way to create characters, is to give them traits of yourself. I think the best way to do that is to, like, give them one or two traits and, like, really sort of blow them out of proportion. So it does get the characters in trouble and sort of drive the plot a little. Anyway, but it's fun. It's fine to give your characters traits of your own. I have this one character, Ace. He's from my webcomic, and you know, he's my main guy. He's my boy, my son that I love to give, you know, bad situations to, because I just love him, and I'm a great mom. And, yeah, and I vent on him a lot. I have inadvertently sort of, gotten the same hairstyle as him over time. I mean, I'm blonde and he has black hair, but, yeah, my hair slowly morphed into Ace territory, and, his wardrobe is basically things that I like to wear, and it's like, I don't know, he hates his dad, I hate my dad, you know, whatever. It's cool. And, like, all the characters in that universe, including the dad, are vents, of things from my personality. Anyway, it's fine, it's fun. Have fun creating your characters, it doesn't matter. Don't listen to people that are like, hey, you shouldn't do this with your character, because you absolutely should, and you should keep asking why, and you should keep making it more tragic and messed up and cooler and, like, Make them transform into dragons. I don't care. Do whatever you want and have fun with your OCs. I love OCs. Peace out, man. Have a good day.
Well, I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.